What's good, YouTube? It's your boy. This is about Chat GPT, which completely sucks, and the fears of using it for plagiarizing are definitely overblown. Because I tried today, and not really tried to do full-blown plagiarism, but I just tried to use it to help me with citations, and it ended up fabricating. And I looked it up. It's called hallucinating citations. It's a thing with ChatGPT that it does, and it basically just encapsulates like some kind of vague vision that it has. Like it has some kind of imagination feature where it can make up citations and then say, well, this goes with how I feel this character is or how this issue is, and it's completely just bogus misinformation that it feeds you. So I'm in like basically English 10 right now because I went back to do adult upgrading, and it's a First Nations focus. English 10 or English 11. I don't know exactly what it is. It has a different number on it. So I have to read this book. It's a play about First Nations women in Canada. And so I read it. Well, I didn't really read it. We read it in class, and I'm zoning in and out the whole time because I'm severe ADHD and a bunch of things. That's why I have to redo this. And second time around is not going better than the first time around. I promise you that. And the first time around, I don't know what it was. It was 1,000 issues. And at some points when I was younger, I didn't try, but now I'm legitimately trying my best, and it's not going. It's like trying to stick the yellow triangle into the red square shape at an IQ test for children. Like, it's not going in my head at all. So we read through the book, and then I skimmed through it a second time by myself, and it's not going in my head at all. And it's a short play book. It's like this thin. And if I was interested in it, I could read something like this. And I'm not saying that the topic's not interesting. I don't want to offend anyone, but for me, this play isn't interesting, and it seems very one-dimensional to me. And I was thinking about my life's problems the whole time in class. I'm thinking, like, where is this even going to take me? Like, this isn't going to get me a job. Like, even if I pass this course, I have to do another. It's going to be like 4 years of doing this, going in 1 year out the other, and it's not. Anyway, so I'm just playing these things in my head when they're reading, and then I skimmed it the second time, and it's so thin, like it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. So they have a bunch of questions on this assignment, and I have to write a page and a half. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do the idea web. I'm going to do I'm going to take notes. I have notes from class, and then I'm going to expand them. And then see if I could get something going. So I asked ChatGPT a couple questions, and I write this down, that down, this down, a couple citations, and I'm kind of webbing out the thing to kind of get me rolling. And then I write a rough draft, and then my plan is after I write the rough draft, I'm going to go and skim through the book, and I'm going to do like some fine tuning. And then I'm going to do the fine tuning with the book. I'm going to go back to class when we type it up. I'm going to revise it. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to type it all up, and it's going to be perfect. And ChatGPT is going to it's not going to be plagiarism, but it's going to get my foot in the door. It's going to help me out. It's going to be an assistant. It's going to be somebody, well, not somebody because it's an AI, but something that can aid me a little bit. And it completely didn't do that. It did the opposite. It actually made a book that was extremely interesting about a mentally disabled woman who overcomes all her odds and obstacles, and is a personalization of the Native struggle in Canada. And it was like this beautiful thing that ChatGPT gave me, and I'm like, holy shit, like this was in there when we were reading. Like, it didn't go in my head at all, and this is actually beautiful. It's inspirational, and I love this, and I can relate to this. I get this. I've known people like this, and it just made sense. And I'm like, holy shit, this is a really good play. So I wrote all that down, and I think I was writing for like fucking 2 hours about something that didn't even exist that was made up by ChatGPT. It was fucking crazy. I was at the library and I was writing this, and then I go to my final moment of going through the book to do the fine tuning, and I'm like, what the fuck? None of this is even in this fucking thing. So then I asked ChatGPT, like, where are these quotes from? Are they from the book? Are they from the play? Like a rehearsed actual like Broadway type play thing that you're quoting, or is it from the book? And she's like, what I've quoted is neither in the book nor the play. It's just an imaginative, I'm using this to kind of illustrate my points thing. And I was like, what the fuck? And she was giving me, I keep saying ChatGPT because I'm thinking of Siri, but it's an AI. ChatGPT kept giving me suggestions and quotes, like citations of a character who's basically mute, like the whole book. The character basically literally says, I have to go pee pee, and like that's like one of the lines because they're like severely mentally disabled. And ChatGPT was giving me like these rich tapestries of monologue that this person was saying. I was like, holy fuck, like I've completely zoned out in the end of this fucking play, this book, where this person really opens up, because it fooled me, because it made sense what ChatGPT was saying. ChatGPT completely had me fooled, because it made sense with what I did retain when I was actually getting it in class, is because this person was basically mute and not saying much and was kind of just on the back burner. And what ChatGPT told me is that they were all that, what I just said, on the back burner, kind of mute, not really saying anything. But in the end, they had like this huge, like, this huge moment of revival where some kind of thing happened and they started thinking clearly, and it was this symbolism and all these monologues that they had, describing all their life and where they're all this inspirational stuff, and none of that was in there. It was just completely made up. And I wrote for like 2 hours on this shit, and then after I realized, like, I'm like, why did you do this? And she's like, well, I can't actually get the quote. Well, ChatGPT said, well, I can't actually because of copyright or whatever. And I was pissed. And then I went and I ate a sandwich, and then I calmed down a little bit, and I came back. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give this another shot. I'm gonna reread this book, and it's a short play book. It's only like 100 pages, and that's probably part of why I can't come up with like a page and a half too. Like if it was a long, kind of in-depth, interesting, kind of detailed book, like you can come up with more, but it was kind of just back and forth, quick dialogue, very short, not really about anything that I can come up with. I'm sure there's lots of symbolism and artistic value in there somewhere, but what ChatGPT was saying was like, holy shit, I get this. Like, and I wrote a bunch of nonsense that wasn't actually a story anywhere, but I prefer it to the actual thing. But anyway, so I reread the thing, and yeah, nothing went in my head again. Like, it's just like I'm reading it and it's going in and going out. It's not in there, and maybe it is really good, and I don't know how to process it in my head. But I'm telling you, like, this does remind me of high school all over again, because in high school, I would actually skip class sometimes, go to the library and read the books that I would like. I'd go on Wikipedia and read articles that I found interesting. I had a very hyper focus to things that I was interested in, and unfortunately, the things that I've always been hyper focused in have led me to a dead end in life, it seems, and it hasn't really actually went anywhere or developed any skills or talents or really anything I can fully put into the marketplace or in the labor force. It's kind of all this just very niche dead end knowledge that's kind of just spidered out into everywhere. But I could never really actually focus on the materials that the high school or any of the schools ever have given me. I've never really found a way to even reverse engineer it into a point where it would make sense to my life, or where it would actually make sense to even the topics of what it's trying to explain and educate me on. Is I can't really, I think it has to be taught in a different way, at least for me, but I don't know if that's how it is for everyone. I know there's a lot of people that struggle in school, and there's people that are now advocating for like to try different things. I know there's medications out there. Adderall is probably very addictive and has its own problems as well. There's many different neurodivergences and diversities or whatever. But anyways, that was my experience with ChatGPT. It was kind of crazy. I wanted to use it just to help me out a bit. It completely threw me through the ringer. I wasted 2 hours writing, probably like probably 4 hours total, because I was going back and forth on the chess app on my phone playing chess, because I can't focus on anything. But it was my best attempt. I'm going to attempt it again. So I've read it, and I can't find anything to really delve into the topic, but I'm pretty stressed out about it. So I'm going to wait another day, calm down, and then I'll give it a crack in the morning or on Monday or whenever. I did a little bit of math homework, similar thing, but I got a little bit of that done, and then I decided, hey, let's go to the English, and then the English kind of one step forward, 50 back type thing. But anyways, before I get too crazy with the rambling on and on going nowhere, I just want to wrap this up. That was about ChatGPT and school and ADHD and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I hope everyone's having a good day. I wish the best for everybody. God bless. Thanks for checking out, and peace out.